Foodies, we've made it to Friday. This is Foodies and Friends. It's 3 o'clock. You know what we're about to do. I'm Ruben and Katie. That is Katie Stone, and we have a very special guest, an award-winning guest with us, Katie. Introduce our guest.
Well, you can see on the screen. Oh, there was a split screen. Yes, you can see on the screen all of the incredible awards Mr. Sam Jaoude has won with his wines from Lebanon,
yes.
Which... Have you had wines from Lebanon, Ruben? Do you know the significance?
I have. We were just talking to this. I have a good friend who's Lebanese, but I think for a lot of the public,
yes,
you know, this is probably newer, especially if you don't know that much about wines. But at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, in their very prestigious wine competition, I mean, you've got the hardware, my friend. That's impressive. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Actually, we won 21 medals.
Wow.
3 of them were gold and with the reserve, and then 11 silver, and 7 bronze. And that was the first time.
Unprecedented.
It was a great accomplishment. The night before, I was very nervous, and I said, God, please help us win at least 2, and then we won 21.
And you got 21?
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I mean, that's really difficult because, you know, people, as you know, you've been in Houston a long time, but this is an international competition. I mean, people come from all over.
And actually, it's a double-blind competition, so the judges don't even know the source of the wine, what kind of wine.
Right.
So for us, it was a great accomplishment to win 21 medals.
That's amazing.
And this year's theme was Australian. So Australia is known for its Syrah, and 3 gold were in the Syrah. So we know how to make Syrah wine.
Wow, you won a gold in the Syrah, and you're not even known for winning a gold in Syrah.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, tell us,
But oldest wine producing region in the world?
Well, the Phoenicians, today is Lebanon, were responsible for the wine trade 7,000 years ago.
Wow.
Otherwise, we'd be drinking juice today.
Toast to the Phoenicians for sure.
So
let's talk wine, man.
Yeah.
What do we have? What's this first bottle?
Actually, what we have today is an indigenous grape from Lebanon called Ubaidi. Ubaidi's been around for many, many years. Only grows in Lebanon, and they did a DNA test in Germany to confirm that. And they couldn't find this varietal anywhere in the world but Lebanon. It grows at 4,000 feet. It's a very strong grape, and originally it was used to with a drink.
Ruben likes it. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Stop.
Sam,
Stop.
I didn't bring a medal, but I would give you one.
Stop. I saw his face.
Just on that first taste.
Wait. Cheers,
just on that first taste.
Hold on. I got to stop.
All right, go get in there. That's really good. Right?
Oh, yes, it is.
It has this exotic.
Exactly.
Yes. Jimmy Veal.
I love it.
Right up your alley.
I love it.
Yes. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. And it's a great variety grape, and you can drink it with a lot of
anything.
Exactly.
No, I feel like I could have this with, even like salad or anything.
Absolutely.
But tell me what is kind of like a unique marker, or is there one for Lebanese wine? Is it?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
That's a good question, Katie.
Yeah.
If you look at Lebanon today, the best place to grow wine or grapes is on the north belt and the south belt of the globe, between 30 degrees and 50 degrees. And Lebanon falls on 33 degrees.
Okay.
In addition, Lebanon is the only country in the Middle East that doesn't have a desert. It's all mountains.
So no desert.
It's all mountains.
Because that affects the soil and what the wine is growing in.
We have limestone and clay there. And we have 4 regions for growing wine or grapes. So you have mountains, you have 300 days of sun a year. You have the breeze from the Mediterranean. Lebanon is not a deep country, it's a very narrow country, but it's long. So you get this breeze from the Mediterranean, you get the 300 days of sun, you have the mountains. Tell me where else can you grow wine?
There now. I'm like, I don't care about the wine. I want to live there.
We'll make a reservation because Sam says it's hard to find a table at a restaurant.
So there's a lot, actually.
Actually, from the coast, you can get in the car. You can leave the beach in the morning, and within 45 minutes, be in the mountain in Lebanon.
Yeah, I love that. Nice.
It's an narrow coast.
That's nice. Yeah.
So let's get to our next wine here because this is gonna be kind of tight. But I was reading through some of the copy here, and several of the wines come from wineries either owned or managed by women.
Yes.
Under 40 years old.
Ooh,
well,
so there's a young movement.
Absolutely. When we create, the wine from Lebanon is a cluster of 15 wineries. And the criteria was women-owned, youth, and mid-sized wineries. We did not want to bring any commercial wineries. We want to bring family-owned, mid-sized companies that never exported wine. They know wine. They've been making wine for 2-3 generations, but never been in the wine trade.
Right.
And so we wanted to bring them to Texas, and Texas was our first state to bring the wine to, and show the world and share the wine heritage. So yes, we have at least 4 wine women-owned or women-managed, and then we have one kid actually is under 30 years old. He was born in LA and went back to Lebanon to start a winery.
That's an interesting
and
story.
He won a gold reserve here in Texas. And then of course others are just mid-size.
So which one is this that we're?
This is 100% Cabernet. It's called Ardoum. Okay. Ardoum is in the mountain of Lebanon. There's like the second region. The soil there is a mixture of limestone and clay, and the altitude is around 5,500 feet. And again, that region there faces the Mediterranean directly. Like there's nothing in between there, and it's amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And in Texas,
this is really good.
Texans love Cabernet. This is a great choice.
Sam, can I keep that bottle?
This is a great cab. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. Well, here's the thing. You can keep the bottle because one of the things I should mention, and thank you for, of course, is because earlier this week, to celebrate the start of Houston Restaurant Weeks, which of course begins on August 1st. Every year we have a kickoff party for our restaurants and all of the folks involved in helping Houston Restaurant Weeks run. And so Sam very generously donated all the wine for us to drink at the party, which, we were drinking Lebanese wine, which is wonderful. So it was so good. Thank you so much.
Good man. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, I mean,
we owe you, my friend.
You knew my mother, of course, and
many years ago
did TV with her, and so
she was an amazing woman.
We're so honored. Thank you. We're so honored that you joined us. Yeah.
Well, they just keep getting better. I'm dying to know.
Actually, we kept the best for last.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Here we go. Last one.
This is 80% Syrah and 20% Cabernet.
Oh, man.
One gold and reserve. And it's an amazing.
It swept.
It did
actually.
Swept. Well, these grapes are 20 years old. The vineyard is at 7,000 feet in altitude, and it's an amazing product. And I love this.
That's fantastic. That's delicious.
That is delicious. And you keep mentioning it, and this is what I love about these shows is we learn so much. You keep mentioning the altitude. I did not know that altitude had anything to do with how wine tasted.
It does make a huge difference.
I had no idea.
Especially when you have the mountains facing the water.
So the demand, I guess now, but with the higher visibility of the wines from Lebanon, the demand, it must be increasing.
Absolutely. More and more people are talking to us now about the wine. We have a couple of meetings in August with 2 big retail chains. They want to see what kind of, we have 15 wineries, like I said, so they want to select some for their stores.
Right.
We're talking to several upscale restaurants and see what we can do with the wine. The wine is already here. We received the shipment. It's sitting in Magnolia in the warehouse, ready to go. So now we're just, working our way to make sure it goes in the right places and
exciting time
share our wine with the world.
Yeah, so we'll soon start to see the Lebanese wine all throughout restaurants in Houston.
That is a good thing.
Which will be very exciting. Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me here.
For being here. And again, thank you so much for your contribution to Houston Restaurant Weeks during our kickoff party on Monday.
I'm honored to be here, and thank you.
And thank you for also helping the restaurants, right? Because you also help them. And
absolutely. We can't live without each other.
Yeah, for sure. We all take care of each other. All right, we're going to take a look at Sam's awards.
Yeah, let's take one more look at the hardware.
We are going to say goodbye and swap out
guests. Next guest.
And we're going to welcome a new addition to the Houston Restaurant Weeks family. So excited. Nathalie Sessions is joining us. Welcome, Nathalie. This is your first time.
Welcome aboard.
I'm excited to introduce you all to Nathalie Sessions. She is a nutritionist And one of the, things
that almost went into the wine business.
Yes, that was my backup plan.
One of the things that we always talk about is eating the food and going out and dining out and do good. And I put on a few pounds last year during Houston Restaurant Weeks. And it occurred to me that a lot of people really, struggle with their restaurant menu items because they may have ingredients that either don't agree with them, or they're cooked with ingredients that maybe don't agree with a specific diet or nutrition plan that they're on. So Nathalie is going to take a look at, a few menus here. Maybe we'll pull up a Mexican restaurant menu and we'll take a look and we'll see what we can, how we can kind of dissect the menu and things that maybe don't work for us.
Yes, it's totally possible to honor any health goals that you have and still enjoy dining out. This is something I definitely
for sure
help people with all the time. So
why don't we take a look at, we'll pull up the Hugo's menu. Okay. Is that a good thing to do? So we'll pull up the Hugo's menu. Right. Long time Houston Restaurant Weeks participant, one of the longest, in fact, 19 years. Hugo's is offering the $55 dinner. I don't know if we can put that up on the screen.
Okay, and I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Shout it out, Katie.
So here we've got our first course. So it's a gluten-free, it's a aguachile rojo.
Oh, it's good.
Shrimp, cucumber, avocado, onion, tomato, lime dressing. I mean, this sounds good for anybody, right? Yeah.
So you just want to think about, like, when you're looking at the menus, your overall sort of plan for yourself. How can you make it a balanced approach? Mm-hmm. So, starting out with whenever we can get vegetables in. Mm-hmm. So looking at the different options, seafood is always a great option, especially at the beginning of the meal, because the protein in that is lean and it's going to help you feel more full and satisfied. Yeah. So anytime if you do eat seafood, that's a great option. And then
we're seeing seafood in the first course, so that makes sense. Excellent. Right? So
that's great. And then the avocado is great because that's going to balance out, some healthy fats there and make it very, very tasty.
So they have another course. It's called the Tostada de Atún. It's also gluten-free.
That's good too.
And it says crispy corn tostada, tuna, chipotle mayo, cilantro, avocado mousse.
Right. So again, some good options there. It sounds like very, very balanced and good choices.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of the things that often, in your opinion, show up on restaurant menus that are not the most nutritious but easily removable?
Yeah, like sauces, of course, are a natural one. So, and the nice thing about that is you can still enjoy those richer sauces that you might like, but you ask for it on the side. Restaurants really might accommodate. So just ask for it on the side, or perhaps there's another one that you can choose, or swap out a particular sauce if the one that's being offered doesn't, meet certain criteria that you might need for health conditions. So,
Ruben, what do you have any health conditions that I know you avoid coffee after 10 a.m.
Yeah, I avoid coffee after 10 a.m.
And I know you avoid sugar in general.
Yeah, I'm not a sugar guy. I don't have a sweet tooth. Yeah. My thing is I do love the sauces. I'm a sauce guy and I love carbs. So I'm already in trouble when Houston Restaurant Week start out. But I do love seafood, and whenever I can either go straight for the seafood, I tend to stay away from beef. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I did today, much to Jim's chagrin. But no, not really. I mean, my whole thing is like once I start eating something, especially if it's like so delicious, it's like I'm just locked in. Everything is just goes out the window.
Well, and again, you don't want to be hard on yourself. You want to be able to enjoy the social aspect and all the wonderful cuisine, especially during an event like this.
Yeah.
So really focusing on that too, being present to enjoy your meal and whoever you might be dining with.
Well, I want to say something because obviously your mom pushed really hard for there to be vegetarian options.
Right.
And now so many of the HRW menus will have a vegan or vegetarian option, and you're not losing anything on the flavor because we've tried them and they're amazing.
Yeah, not here in Houston. No.
Some incredible salads, so you don't have to go for the
just really savory
the steak and lobster.
Yeah,
absolutely. I am am pescatarian myself, so
Mhm.
I'm often looking at the vegetarian menu options in the great search tool that's
Yes.
on the site to help
Thank
you narrow your
you.
choices.
And you
for
can,
that.
that's a great point. You can
Yeah.
actually search by cuisine.
Mhm.
So if you're interested in Mexican cuisine or Peruvian cuisine or Argentinian cuisine,
Yes.
they're all here, you guys. This is the city that has more types of cuisine than any other
Yes.
city in the country.
Yeah, and it's reflected in HRW.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's great
Yeah.
to be able to do the search and help you.
So
navigate.
what about like if somebody is going to an Italian restaurant? What are some ways for oh yeah, we've got it. Let's Armando no, Armando's isn't it. Let's go Amore Italian restaurant. Yeah.
Okay.
So if we're going to an Italian restaurant, what are some of the ways that we can watch what we're eating? What can we avoid?
Yeah, a lot of the same principles we've already talked about too. So just kind of scanning the whole menu, in this case, we're looking at multiple courses. And so thinking about how can I get some vegetables in? How can I get lean protein? How can I get some fat, some fiber? Is there a way so that overall, when your meal is complete, throughout the courses, you've built some balance there.
Right.
So it's not like heavy on protein or heavy on starches or things. You're having like a little bit of everything, if that makes sense. So with Italian, you can, again, I'm sorry, I can't see.
Oh, that's okay. That's just, we're just
yeah,
in general.
just showing
just
like,
talking in
look
general.
at the ones where, do the vegetables jump out? Could you start with a minestrone soup or something like that?
Right.
A soup can be a great option, especially if it's vegetable based or has lots of veggies in it. And again, seafood is often an option at Italian. If you need to do gluten-free, many places are now offering gluten-free pasta.
Yeah.
And just build those pieces we talked about. Where can I get some vegetables in, some protein, fiber, and finishing oftentimes with the dessert course. There's fruit option, is there fruit or sorbets, things like that, to have a light fruity finish to your meal.
Now, you have been going through some of the menus on HoustonRestaurantWeeks.com.
Yes.
And you will be actually producing some content around some of the menus.
Yes.
And what kinds of things will you be talking about?
Yeah. So throughout the month of the event in August, I'm going to be posting several times a week some tips, dining out tips. It may have to do with cuisine, dietary restrictions you may have, and how to navigate those. So you definitely want to tune in and follow us for those tips, highlighting some of the restaurants that are offering those kinds of options that relate to those different tips I'll be offering.
And how can people follow you on social media?
Thank you. Yeah, so you can follow at Nutrition Sessions across all social media channels. So thank you for that. Yes.
And then you have your website there. Viewers can see. And you have something special on your website.
I have a special gift for the viewers and HRW.
I didn't know a special gift.
Well,
Wait, I didn't know. Whoa.
Look from the website, you can hit.
That's what I want.
You'll see a tasty tip and event page there, and you'll see a special way you can download a dining out strategy tip sheet.
Wow,
so you can go grab that and then follow us for more.
Yeah, for sure.
Juicy tips.
One of the things we started a few years ago was the introduction of a menu item on the Houston Restaurant Weeks menus called Cleverly's Choice. And you're probably familiar. You've probably seen a few of the restaurants do that. And I love when the restaurants do it because, this happened, of course, during COVID. My mother was sick and she wasn't able to taste very much food. She wasn't really able to enjoy very much food for other reasons. When you're doing chemo, there are certain things that you can and cannot. And so my challenge, if you may, to the restaurants was, create a dish that someone of any age or health condition can enjoy. Ideally, my 7-year-old child or, my mother who is ill could have a chance to enjoy a sexy vegetarian meal, right? And this is what she wanted. She wanted people to be vegetarian. She wanted me for years to be vegetarian, So this is a part that's very important for me. It's very near and dear to my heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And plant-based eating is very common now. And so the restaurants are really on board with that. And we appreciate all that kind of support that is offered through those menu options.
And I think too, what's happening, and Ruben, you can speak to this, but diners are not only getting smarter about more health conscious, but restaurants are becoming more accommodating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're leaving money on the table if you don't include a considerable part of the dining public,
Right.
right? And for a while, I think there was a whole stigma about, oh, it's vegetarian, it doesn't taste good, it's just rabbit food, blah 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 blah. And I'm telling you, we work with all these incredible chefs, and they do. So I've been blown away by some of the stuff,
Absolutely.
and there are even dishes where somebody did a, what did we have? I think Hugo did it. It was a the tostada, but it tasted like it had tuna and avocados instead. It was not tuna.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of ways to offer that now. And like you said, I totally agree. And this is what I tell my clients all the time. Restaurants are really, they want you to come in. They want your business.
Yes,
and if we're making reasonable accommodations or requests, they really want to help you out, especially with more food sensitivities and different needs that people have for health reasons. They understand that, and I agree. It's not taboo anymore or weird, or it's more mainstream, and so it's great to see that we can do both.
So let's say you do go out for Houston Restaurant Weeks and you kind of blow it. You're like, oh man, I was bad. Are there good, like maybe the next day you want to do a little more of a eat healthier the next day, just kind of cleanse a little bit? Any tips? Or?
So personally, I don't recommend cleanses.
Not like a cleanse, but I'm like, hey,
What I like to say, so one of my mentors, I love this term, conscious indulgences. So yes, there are times when we indulge, we maybe overindulge, but one meal is not going to derail your health goals. So, we may overeat a little bit or, overdo it like you said. We don't want to stay stuck there. We start fresh with the next meal, the next day. We can adjust, throughout several days, throughout a week's time at our different choices that we make at our meals going forward. So we're not going to just get back, start with the next meal.
That could be your cheat meal for the week, right? You could just, since you're on board now with our with HRW, and I think we're up to like 300 restaurants participating now.
I was searching today. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get blown away just looking at the list.
Yes,
Yeah,
you have to be strategic because there's so many.
We're such an incredible dining city, and I think the diners are smarter now. Their palates have become more adventurous, or they're now used to tasting these different foods. Do you see a change reflected in kind of like the clients that come to you?
Well, sure.
Because we live in this crazy city. It's everywhere.
Absolutely. People are dining out more frequently, and so the answer is yes. And I help guide them to be able to enjoy all of that, because a lot of the cultures, it makes it easy in a way. It makes it easier because there are so many options within the different cuisines.
Yeah.
So, and it's a great way to expand your palate, get more nutrition in a way, by having a variety of foods and being, selective and smart about our choices. We can have more excitement, more enjoyment in our food. In the diet culture that we live in, that satisfaction piece is often taken away. And so I'm on a mission really to help that they don't have to exist separately.
I love that.
We can have our health, we can honor our health, and we can totally enjoy foods we love.
So do you have a go-to? I mean, do you love like, I love Tex-Mex, or I love Lebanese, I love Mediterranean? What's your go-to? What makes you happy?
I'm really not good at picking favorites because I like all that variety.
You like all of it, okay.
I mean, I get like in the mood for stuff. Like I think we all do. Like maybe you have a craving for Mexican or a craving for Italian, and that again just kind of shows that our different preferences and the things we're wanting, and we have the ability in our great city here with the restaurant scene.
I'm with you.
To be able to, we're so blessed to be able to satisfy all those desires.
That would have been on. That would have been my answer. Natalie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
much. This has been a pleasure. I hope we get to do this again. Yeah. Tons of good information. I think we're going to go to Cleverly. We're going to go to Katie. I do that all the time, but for obvious reasons. All right, we're going to go to Katie. She has something very special to share with our foodies and friends.
Hi guys, I heard the Cleverly toss. It's not the first, won't be the last, but yes, something very special that you guys might see driving around town this year during Houston Restaurant Weeks, which is this wonderful BMW car. We're very, very happy this year that BMW is one of our sponsors. Of course, along the back, we've got the Houston map. And then right here, of course, a Fox 26 QR code for you guys to keep up with all of the Houston Restaurant Week live coverage. And this is what you guys might see me driving around in. Well, you probably will, because Fox 26 has all of the live coverage. Ruben and I are live on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings during the morning show. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Foodies and Friends live stream on fox26houston.com. We're so thankful, though, for this incredible beauty from BMW, one of our new sponsors. And of course, we're grateful to all of our sponsors. So remember, guys, Houston Restaurant Week starts on August 1st, runs through Labor Day, benefits the Houston Food Bank, and this is the 20th anniversary. So it's the biggest year. There's more restaurants participating than ever before. There's going to be more people dining out and doing good. And let me know if you see me driving around to Fox in the mornings. Send me a message, DM me, take a picture, because we're going to be out and about. You're going to see more restaurants on Fox 26 than you ever have been before. So make sure to check out the website. Dine out, do good. We'll see you guys next time.
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, let's go for a ride.